What the f? Did you know a short story written entirely by AI won one of Japan's most prestigious literary awards? But that's not entirely surprising. So what if AI can fool humans? An alarming amount of us dummies think that the world is flat. But what about algorithms? In particular, can the Google algorithm detect if content is written by AI? Spoiler alert, it can't. And in this video, I'm going to prove to you why. And also, I'm going to discuss if AI ever became detectable, should you even care? Does Google even care? In case we haven't met before, my name is Matt Diggity and I'm the founder of multiple seven-figure SEO businesses. And I've been glued to the development of AI and content production since the beginning. Last year, OpenAI themselves released a document saying AI writing detectors don't work, and that no detectors, quote, reliably distinguish between AI-generated and human-generated content. But they're a bit biased when you say. They're in the business of mass AI adoption, and thus this is something that you'd expect them to say. So let's move on. The data from this research study from last year shows the accuracy of various AI detection softwares on ChatGPT 3.5, which isn't even the current version. I don't know about you, but at 50% accuracy, you might as well flip a coin. And this one is my favorite. The US Constitution, written in 1787, was also detected as being written by AI. Oh my God, what if it was? Now, I know this is just a personal anecdotal story, but in the March core update, which supposedly went after AI sites, ironically, my entire website portfolio was flat after the update, except for my 100% pure AI site, which grew in traffic. And that's because Google doesn't actually care about AI content being used if you use it correctly. Just last week, Gary Ilias from Google said, on stage, Google doesn't have an issue with AI-generated content websites. If we have a problem, it's with low-quality content. But Matt, what about all the AI sites that got completely wiped out in the March update? Don't get your panties in a bunch, I'll explain what actually happened soon. And, by the way, real quick, I wanted to let you know that my SEO agency, The Search Initiative, is taking on a handful of clients right now for $1,000 off their first month, in exchange for a testimonial down the road. We've actually never once lowered prices since we formed 7 years ago. Just head on over to thesearchinitiative.com, put in your deets into the form, and we'll give you a free audit to let you know what we can do for you. So why do AI detectors have such a hard job doing their job?
You had one job.
AI detectors work by relying on their ability to predict word choices. They read a word, then predict what are the most likely next words that will follow it. And if the next words truly are those predictable words, then oh my God, that's definitely AI. Now, I know how everyone loves reading white papers, so I'll summarize this next one for you. This research paper highlights the difficulty of detection due to the GPT's inherent ability to generate high perplexity text. And that's before any fine-tuning. The incredible thing about large language models is that they can be fine-tuned for specific industries, topics, or styles, further blurring the lines between AI and human-generated content. This is also known as human-in-the-loop AI writing. And you can use it to inject human nuances, experience, and even tell the AI to avoid patterns that AI detectors look for. For example, you already know that AI detectors work by identifying likely next words. What if you simply told the AI not to use those words? What if you told it to write in the exact perfect tone and reading level for your audience? I asked ChatGPT to write me 200 words of content on a beginner's guide to SEO. Then I tossed that content into ZeroGPT's detector, and it said that it was 95.22% likely that it was written by AI. And then I did the same exact thing, but I gave ChatGPT a set of humanizing prompts. And then, bam! Freaking 0% chance it was AI content. This detector is dead convinced that a human wrote it. By the way, after you finish here, check out my video called How I Humanized ChatGPT AI Content for a full list of these prompts. Link in the description. The thing is, AI content tools and large language models are consistently getting better at mimicking humans. At the core of an LLM lies a massive amount of text data. These tools are trained using deep machine learning on vast libraries of books, articles, Wikipedia, Reddit, code, and even emails. This data exposes the AI to the nuances of human language, including sentence structures, word choice, and even different writing styles. Now, before we get to Google's stance on AI content, there are ethical considerations to think of. Just because AI is undetectable, is that actually a good thing? Think about all the
fake news
that's going to get generated, or literary awards that'll be won by expert prompt engineers instead of writers. Oh yeah, that's already happened. But regardless of where you stand, in this arms race between AI content generation and AI content detection, Team Generation is winning the race. By the way, here's a quick word from the sponsor of this video, Search Intelligence.
This campaign got us big links in websites such as Lifehacker, Wales Online, Daily Record, and about 20 other news websites. Let me show you how we've done it. We knew that people will be flying a lot this summer, and we knew that journalists will be writing about this topic a lot. So, on behalf of our client, we put together a nice guide about how to fall asleep on the plane. Then we use Muckrack to find journalists who write about travel. Then we put our advice in a nice email and send the tips to the journalists. Within just a few days, the links started landing, securing our client natural placements in really big websites, just like this, and this. This is a great example about how you can leverage seasonal trends to earn links to a website. Anticipate what journalists want to write about at all times and give them the stories that they need. They will reward you with some great, juicy links. I hope this is helpful.
Now back to the video. Alright, so what the f happened in the March Google Core Algorithm Update and Spam Update? Didn't Google declare war against AI content websites and penalize them into the smithereens? AI SEO enthusiast Julian Goldie's public AI case studies went from kicking ass to having their asses clapped. And then we saw articles like this with a URL longer than a Kardashian Christmas list saying, the March 2024 Core Algorithm Update is now targeting AI-generated content with penalties. If you bought into this, sorry to say it, but you just got punked! Here's what's really going on. Google is facing a crisis of spam. This is the first time in my life that I can ever recall that people around me are saying Google results are actually getting worse. And it's not just us sour SEOs that think this because we're losing traffic to Forbes, the world-renowned expert on pre-workouts and everything else that exists. Normies are starting to notice Google's result quality slipping too. Headlines like, "It's not just you, Google search really has gotten worse," are becoming commonplace. To be honest, I feel for Google. They've got a difficult problem to tackle. This Business Insider article notes that when Google cut the word people from its search guidelines, AI content flooded the search results. Why? Because AI content, when done right, works really well. Here's how. If you're a subscriber to this channel, you know all about Topical Authority. If you write one article about traveling to Japan, Google's like, I don't give a fuck. But if you write articles about the entire Japan travel topic, like hot destinations, culture, food, itineraries, and visa requirements, then Google's like, arigatou gozaimasu. Now here's a Japan travel topical authority. Let's give it massive traffic. Now with AI, you can print out articles super fast, and you can hit topical authority status faster than ever before. Some people are posting hundreds and even thousands of articles per day. Traffic graphs like these are typical. And then you end up with more headlines like these saying, quote, AI spam is already starting to ruin the internet, and that's not a good look for Google. Not only that, but there's hard costs for both indexing and ranking all this new content that's getting generated faster than ever in history. As you know, AI content is undetectable through direct means. That said, I do think that there's an indirect way that they're able to check for it, and we'll get to that soon. So if they can't detect it, in May, what did they do instead? They manually went after SEO influencers with public AI case studies. A real human watched their Twitter accounts and YouTube channels for case studies, found their GSE accounts, and then nuked their entire portfolios. They did this counting on the fact that the SEO community would find out and freak out. And it worked. They got the same result, fear. People now think that it's freaking illegal to use AI content. Google effectively pushed back on this wave of mass AI content generation that was a thorn in their side, and in the meantime took out some sites that admittedly were over abusing AI anyways. But here's the kicker. These same people that were targeted have private AI projects, and those were untouched. Perfectly fine, doing better than ever. Just like my AI project that I'll never tell anyone about. Google doesn't have a problem with AI. They have a problem with people going nuts with ultra mass-produced AI and taking over the search results. Remember, they changed their definition of helpful content from helpful content written by people for people to helpful content created for people. And in their search guidance document about AI content, they said that they'll, quote, reward high-quality content however it's produced. Now there's another twist to this story. There's plenty of non-public AI case studies that were hit, like this one that got to 1.6 million traffic in a heartbeat. But how could an algorithm find a site like this if they can't detect AI content? Well, there's one thing that people that abuse AI content do. They spam the shit out of it. My sites that use AI, and that's all of them, they never post more than 10 articles per day. This AI website here that got penalized got up to 16,000 pages. It stuck out like a sore thumb. So if you ask me, use AI, it's completely fine. It's undetectable and Google doesn't care anyways as long as the content is good. What they do care about is looking bad. And even though you probably really want to, hold back from publishing 100 articles per day, because you're gonna stick out, you're gonna get reported or detected, and Google will take action because they think that you're spamming. Publish 10, 20 articles per day tops. And make an effort. Either have a human editor polishing up your content, use advanced prompting like you can find in my Humanizing AI Content video, or use a tool like Surfer AI that does so much advanced stuff like fact collection and humanization that it's better quality than 99% of the human writers out there anyways. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos just like this one.